Can you hear that? That's my wrist blood pressure monitor. It's my wrist cuff. I've talked to my doctors about this, whether or not these are reliable, and all the PAs and all the doctors I've talked to said absolutely. So this is a tough topic, right? I know every time I go to the doctor, I ask them not to take my blood pressure because I already know I get white coat syndrome because I'm fat, because they're usually a-holes to me. And I already know my blood pressure is going to be sky high because I'm nervous. So you're not supposed to take your blood pressure when you're talking. It says my blood pressure is 101/56. I kind of doubt that. Usually my blood pressure is right around 120/80, although I have noticed since the pandemic that it's a little higher, both numbers. And I take it a lot. And so that's how I manage my blood pressure. Because I already know when I go to Kaiser, I already know when I'm there, I can feel my blood pressure is higher. I can feel my anxiety. So the way I manage my blood pressure, because it's important for us to know, it's important for every human to know their blood pressure, not just people of size. FYI, people. Thin people have just exactly the same amount of high blood pressure as fat people, and there's no such thing as a disease that only affects fat people. So as many people who are fat have high blood pressure, or there are as many people who are thin that have high blood pressure. So there's nothing unique to us. There's nothing special that only we get. Everything that we get happens to thinner bodies. Everything thin bodies get, we get. So, there's so much medical bias and fat phobia in the world. And we know that a lot of times we get treated like crap. So one of my tricks is to say, no, I prefer not to have my blood pressure taken today. Thank you. I also ask them to please, no, I prefer not to have my weight taken today because that stresses me out too. I let them take my oxygen on my finger. And then, once a year when I have a well woman exam or something like that, if they really want me to get weight on the scale, I can do that. There are strategies for dealing with that as well, especially if you have a history of eating disorders or disordered eating. You can ask them not to tell you the number. You can turn around so you can't see the number. You can ask them not to put it in your file where you might see it. Whatever it is you need to do, you're allowed to do that. Guess what? They work for you. So your insurance company, your medical provider, you're paying them to help you. So if you need their help and it helps you to not have your blood pressure taken or not get weighed, if that's how you take care of yourself, then advocate for yourself and just say, I'm not comfortable doing that today. And then what I'll tell my doctor, because recently I had some gynecological stuff and I knew my blood pressure was going to be crazy. And I had done my inhaler. So the PA was really adamant. I was like, look, you can do it, but can you wait till the end of the appointment? Because I know it's going to be a lot better then. And then I said, actually, if I can, I'd rather wait until I find out exactly what happens with this blood work and stuff, because I bet it's going to come way, way down then. And I said, I do take it almost every day at my house. I have a recording. I keep track of it. And if you like, I can send it to you tonight. I can take it when I get home and I'm relaxed in my own four walls and I can take my blood pressure and I can send it to you. And as long as you feel like this is reliable, oh yeah, that's very reliable, they tell me. And I always say it like that, as long as you think it's reliable, and they go, oh yeah, it's good. And so I take it when I get home. And sure enough, it's more like a person would typically like to have, like a 120/80 or a 120/70, not, a 170/90 because I'm so stressed out because they're going to, take a sample or whatever. I just, come on, it's the doctor's office. Nobody loves, hey, let's go to the doctor's office. It's going to be so fun. None of us feel that way. And everybody's blood pressure goes up. So what I recommend is buy one of these at Walgreens or CVS, whatever store you like to buy it at, maybe Costco. And it's right here. When you go to the doctor's office, they have the large cuff and the small cuff. If you're a person of size, you should always ask for the large cuff. You shouldn't have to ask for it. But if they try to put that small cuff on you, you already know your reading is not going to be correct. And I don't even have big arms, but I'm a large person. So I don't get squeezed as hard as everybody else gets, or as a lot of people get, but it still hurts. This doesn't hurt. It gets tight, but not sometimes that stuff hurts really bad. It's a little loud for a little while as it's gonna puff up the air in that little cuff that goes around your wrist. It's taking the pulse from your wrist right there. You're not supposed to talk. That's why it's going to show an error right now, because you're not supposed to talk. You're supposed to be calm, visualize like blue water in Tahiti. Take a deep breath while you're having your blood pressure taken. And if you're not getting squeezed all hard like they do at the doctor's office, your blood pressure might even be better. I don't know how that works as far as medical stuff goes, but I just know it doesn't feel good. And It's so stressful already. So I just take it at home. I keep track. I do it a few times, maybe like 4 or 5 times a week. And I just write it down on a little log so I know what it is and I can see if it goes up or down. I can look at what's going on in my life. Why is it going up right now? Why is it down right now? If I had, like, let's say we had Chinese food the other day, and the next day I already knew my blood pressure was going to be a little bit higher because so much sodium, and I hardly ever eat that much salt. So I already knew, and sure enough, when I checked it the next day, it was higher than normal, and then the following day it was back to normal. So it's just nice to know. It's a good barometer for you to know where you're at. That way, you don't ever get any big surprises, because we do need to take care of our blood pressure because it can affect our organs if we have high blood pressure that's constant, chronic. So if you are intimidated by it, take it at home. If you hate going to the doctor's office, take it at home, just so that way you're informed of how your blood pressure is doing, and you know whether or not you're having an issue and whether or not you need to talk to somebody. I like information. I feel empowered by information, so that's how I manage it. So the other thing I'm going to suggest to you guys, my friend Jeanette Miller taught me this, but when you go to the doctor's office, bring someone with you, because guess what? They're not going to be an a-hole to you if there's a witness. So I promise you, even if you just bring a friend with you or your partner, you're going to get treated so much better than when you go alone. I don't know what it is about being a person in a fat body, but sometimes people that work in the medical field are really rude to us. And when there's someone to witness it besides you, they seem to really kind of check their attitude. So it's a great strategy. And I'm so grateful to my friend Jeanette for teaching me that one. All right, so I'm going to review all kinds of other products for fat people, products reviewed by fat people that are products for fat people. I want to know about the products that you love and you hate, so I would love to interview you. If you're a maker or a designer, I want to interview you. And if you're just a consumer who loves or hates something, email me at fatproductreview@gmail or fatproductreviews@gmail. My website's Fat Product Review, and make sure you subscribe to our channel because that's how we're going to get the word out about this community and about our reviews. So we want to share this with the whole big fatosphere, and we want to let everybody know because none of us want to waste our money, and we don't want our friends and our community to waste any money either. So, and if we have something that we love, I love letting people know when I find something I love. So, okay, I'm gonna stop blabbing right now, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.